Hello everyone, welcome to the new moon in Taurus report. We have our new moon with us on the 19th of May 2023 and yes, and it's at 28 degrees and 25 minutes. It's at 8:53 AM Pacific time, 4:53 PM UK time and 11:53 AM Eastern time. I wouldn't worry too much about the times. I had a question about that and it's not really a big deal. It's just that we have to use those times in order to create the charts, and they create a kind of frequency. So I'll tell you a little bit about the frequency. So for Pacific area, there's the frequency of material stuff, so it's monetary, security, beauty, safety, how you live, family, that kind of thing. It's being highlighted. Also the energy of inner truth is also being highlighted there, and some kind of movement is also being highlighted too. On the energy of UK, we're highlighting also inner truths, some kinds of spiritual stability, kind of this need to research, to understand, to recognize what's happening, that kind of thing. Okay. And also what's being highlighted is a need for a foundation, a deeper foundation, a better foundation, a real foundation is being highlighted for the UK. For eastern region of the US, like I can't do every single place, but these ones are the times I've given you. So I'm going to give you some of the idea of the frequency that's being held there. So it's spiritual working, spiritual understanding, it's deepening spirituality, it's being the spiritual teacher, almost being the spiritual leader. It's also tapping into that material aspect, that monetary aspect, but it's also tapping into, I mean they all do to some degree, because it's the resonance of the Taurus full moon, and that is in that energetic frequency. But yeah, and as well as that, it's also highlighting some kind of movement as well, and they are all highlighting that too. The other thing that's being highlighted in this chart is a sense of independence, so a new start on an independent high level. So it's a reset, you're being asked to reset, okay? And this new moon comes up just after the chaos of the eclipse, okay? And there's kind of, this new moon brings with it a certain sense of safety. It's asking you to feel a little bit safer, feel a little bit better. You know, there was kind of accelerated growth, high frequency, lots of downloads coming in, lots of chaos was being emitted, and it was a hardcore eclipse because we were in Mercury retrograde at the time. It happened on the 5-5 gateway, and there was lots of solar flares just being, the earth was completely being pummeled with CMEs basically, which are coronal mass ejections. So yes, so there was a lot kind of going on, and so the energetic frequency was quite vibratory and quite sparkly, let's put it like that. But this new moon comes as the mother. She comes with that energy of the mother, gently rocking the jangled nerves to offer solace after anything that may have destabilized you, because that's the thing with eclipses, they do destabilize life, they destabilize the energy, they bring in questions, trickiness, they bring in things to work on that you've maybe been trying to avoid. So that's the thing with an eclipse season. And although we work through that over the next 6 months, because the eclipse energy does stay with us, it's very different to when we're in the eclipse, in that strength of the eclipse, because the frequency of being in that eclipse is quite powerful at the time of the energetic frequency. All right, so I want you to sort of think slow and steady, because this is Taurus energy. It's a fixed sign. I'll talk a little bit more to that in a little moment. Now, the thing I do want to point out is we've got quite a lot in the Taurus energy. So this is the chart, and we've got Jupiter in Taurus. We've got Mercury in Taurus. We've got Uranus in Taurus. We've got the North Node in Taurus. We've got obviously Sun, Moon in Taurus. So that's quite a lot of fixedness, okay? And I just want to have a look elsewhere in the chart, see if there's any more fixed signs highlighted. So we've got, let me see, so yes, there's Taurus, obviously with the high fixed sign energy. And then we've got, obviously, well, Pluto's in Aquarius, so in Aquarius is also a fixed sign. so we've kind of got more fixed energy there. We've also got, well, so we've got anything else in a fixed sign, so Yeah, actually, I think there is more fixed energy here. So, yes, because we've got, well, no, actually, no. It is just those, but there is quite a lot of fixed energy in that, okay? So there is quite a lot of fixed energy in that, just in general, yeah? So I just wanted to point that out to you, and the reason I wanted to point that out to you is because fixed signs, although they, like I say, this is a reset and this is kind of like a steady, sort of almost new beginning, it can also be, these fixed signs can be fierce about holding on to the way things are for themselves. They're quite stubborn about changing things, about doing something different. They do struggle with that, and because of that fixedness can, it can affect some of these. But I'm going to talk to these planets in a moment. But it can affect sort of change, things you might want to change, or how you view something, or your thoughts, your beliefs, your systems, that kind of thing. All right. So now in Taurus, you are going to be completely focused on the emotional, the physical, and this is about stability. It's about security. It's about the homemaker, right? It's about safety. You're thinking financial. You're thinking material stuff. You're thinking about like where you live, that kind of thing. And because of this, and a lot of the energies being in there, that's kind of the main focus for this new moon. It's asking you to get these things sorted. Taurus is also an earth sign, and being that it's an earth sign, it's very, very grounded. It will help you ground back into earth from that kind of high vibration that has come through during the eclipse season. Also to remember that with Taurus, there's a real appreciativeness of comfort, of luxury, of being in this space where you're feeling really, it wants that comfort, it wants to create that comfort. So if you haven't got that comfort, then this particular new moon could help you to set that intention to create that in your life. Okay, so it always wants to take you forward, this new moon does. It wants to help you with the financial goals. It wants to help you to build a foundation, like I was saying before. It's, you know, it's a deep energy of clearing, cleansing, resetting and starting again, okay? It's also really good for if you've got personal goals this moon, and you can enjoy, it's asking you to enjoy the pleasures of life. And I would say that's because of this grounded energy to bring you into enjoying life in a really different way. I'll just see what else it says. So you can, this chart brings in the energetic frequency because this moon is really placed well in Taurus, so it can help you to work on like sacral chakra area issues, so pleasure, activating your balance, you know, enjoy eating, touch, nature, love, you know, take your time, sort of thing. You're being asked to just enjoy this, just enjoy the scenery, enjoy what's around you, enjoy that kind of thing. So I just want to like point out like some of the stuff in the chart now. Okay, so we've got we do have a square between Mars and Jupiter, which what I'm getting for that is that it's almost like you need to, it's asking you to reset something. It's asking you to start from the very, very beginning. Jupiter brings surprises. Jupiter is like, it will, it's a quite, it can be a lucky planet, okay? But with Mars, I'm getting that right, aren't I? Mars squaring it, it's asking you on the level of truth, sort of on the level of your inner truth, being more spiritual, being more, there's kind of like a godly element to this square. Now remember, when I talk about squares, I always say, and then they're often seen as tricky, they're often seen as difficult, okay? But I see the squares as a way to balance out what we have and what is. So this particular Mars Jupiter, right, is saying balance out that spiritual aspect that you have, balance it out, okay? And you know, you've got to remember that Mars is in Cancer at the moment, so it's that very soft, it can be stubborn as well, but not in a fixed way, but it's a water sign, it is cardinal. but it can be kind of it can be a tricky emotional sign, Cancerian can. However, what I'm getting here though is more on the level of the good side of the family orientation of the Cancerian, okay? And then obviously with Jupiter in Taurus, it's asking you to get your spiritual truth, your inner truth out while you ground that idea down. And then Jupiter can possibly maybe bring you something in that energetic frequency. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult, but it's like asking you to create a new foundation around that, yeah? So it makes sense. But it's a balance. This is a balancing act. It's about you ensuring that you don't allow that square to manage you, because Mars is obviously a very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a kind of a heavy duty sort of angry planet, right? Because it's Mars, right? It's Mars. It's the planet of war, okay? So it's to be really aware that that's, you know, that's happening. So it's kind of, it's a new shift in your focus, okay? Be aware that Jupiter might exaggerate it, because Jupiter has a sense of making things a little bit bigger than they are. And I also get the energy that Mars might want to concern itself with, Mars might want, because it's, it might want to concern itself with family. So be careful with that, yeah? Be really, really, really be careful with that, because it might want to concern itself. Be really careful about the things you want to talk about, okay? Because I still get this impression that because of this square here, this squared energy, and there's, I think there's some more. Has Mars got any more squares? Oh no, I think there is another one. So Mars, Jupiter, Mars, Mars and Mercury. So that's the thing. So Mars and Mercury. So it's Mars and Mercury, and because of that, and Mercury being the planet that rules Gemini, and it being the communication planet, so it's asking you to be really careful about talking out what you're feeling. And the other thing is, because Mercury is on the level of the 6, okay, so it's at 6 degrees and 38 minutes, it's relationships, intimate relationship, okay? So be really careful if you want to say something to your nearest and dearest, and this is family relationship as well. I would wait a little while. I wouldn't do it just yet. I'd wait till maybe early June sort of time to help you with that, okay? So be careful with this Mars energy. I just want to say that, because this is kind of what I'm getting from that square. Yeah, so be careful with that. So let's see what else we've got. So okay, I spoke to the Mars, Jupiter, I've spoken to the Mars, Mercury. So let's see, what else do we have? So we've got kind of a nice, we've got kind of some, actually we've got some squares. So Pluto as well. So we've got square, Pluto, well, Pluto and Jupiter are squared. I want to do the squares. Let's do the squares first. Let's do the stuff that's not so great first. So yeah, so we've got a square there, and that's actually a really interesting square, because Pluto's in Aquarius, okay, and Jupiter's in Taurus, right? So you've got the energy and the frequency of home, material possessions, that kind of thing, right? And then you've got Aquarius with its need to, all about digitalization and all about freedom and everyone having their say and that kind of thing, okay? So what I'm getting here, if you look at that 2 frequencies, is I'm getting that on this square you're being asked to balance out, and this is about creating a foundation again, but this is a ground zero foundation, the bottom level of starting out, and this is about ensuring that you are on the level of the Taurian energy, which is material possessions, on the level of money, that kind of, these kind of things might get triggered a little bit, yeah? So make sure that you're, I would say, with the energy of this new moon, allow it to inform you how you need to approach these things in the future. Allow it to do that so that you can balance that square that's kind of hitting you a little bit, okay? So let's see what else we've got. So we've got, okay, so we've got a nice, so we've got really nice energy with Neptune and the sun and the moon, because the sun and the moon are actually sextile the energy of Neptune. Neptune's that beautiful watery energy. It rules Pisces, and it's bringing in the energy of, it will help you with this independence. It will really help you for to get those things straight, to get that Taurus safety, security. It will assist you in that and getting that. I'm also getting that you may want to, in the energetic frequency of material stuff, possessions, things like that, you may want to do some kind of sort of humanitarian thing. You may want to help people somehow because of this Neptunian energy. Okay, it's bringing you something else. Yeah, I mean, obviously it can be a little bit watery. Remember, it's watery, so it can be overwhelming, it can be a little bit emotional, but it also can be very soothing and cooling. So to look at it in that respect, because that's how I'm seeing it, because it's independence. It's an interesting one, because as I look at this, I look at the Sun-Moon link to Neptune, what I'm seeing actually is that you will find that if you can tap into your independence, right, your independent, your honest, authentic you'll be able, on the level of Neptune, on that level, to give to others. Now I do want to show you these signs. So they're all the way here, they're all in Taurus. So that is why there's that very fixed energy. Okay, excuse me on my paper. That was really rustly, wasn't it? It was really rustly. Sorry about that. But let's see. So I've done that. So I've done that bit. So let's see what else we've got. So we've got, that was the really lovely energy between. We've also got, I think I did the trine. Did I do the trines for Moon? We've got Moon, Sun, trine, Pluto as well. And that's bringing in, yeah, that's bringing in it's actually bringing in a kind of rebirth energy for your independent streak. So it's bringing in this energy frequency for you where you can be a leader almost. Not so much a leader, but you can independently live your life now. But it's asking you on the level of Pluto to do it. Something may die, it's kind of that, because Pluto is the underworld, it's death, the rebirth, that kind of thing. You know, it's the ruler of Scorpio. And obviously Scorpio is Taurus's opposite, so it's the antithesis sort of thing. So it's like, you know, your north node and your south node. So it's asking you to see about, it's like, it's birth, it's death, rebirth, it's like something will maybe needs to be put to rest, and that may be the reset. A Taurus reset is putting that something to rest so that you can move forward and you can have the things that you need to have. All right, so what else is there? Is there anything else I've not looked at? So there's a square. Sorry, it's quite hard to read this chart because it's so tiny. It is really tiny. This chart doesn't show it actually, which is really weird. Because there is a grand cross, but I don't. My chart's got it. I don't know where my chart is, but there is a lot going on in terms of this chart. So yes, so the grand cross is, you know, it's when four planets are square to each other, and it kind of creates a sort of breaking point. It is intense, and it kind of is that square 90-degree angle. So it could sort of create some resistance. Let's put it like that. That's kind of how I want to look at it. Okay, because yeah, I couldn't. My chart's a bit weird, so you can't really see it on there, but it is on there. It is there. It's just a bit strange. It's a difficult one to see. As I say, this is quite small on this chart, so every time I've been looking at it, I've been like, I can't see these things on here. So yeah, so that's something I did want to point out, because it will be affecting the energies. That will be, okay? They're very tight and they're square, so they're obviously causing, as I say, with squares are tricky. They're not easy. You know, you want to be looking for trines, you want to be looking for sextiles to have that kind of, or conjunctions, because that's much more comfortable, right? So yeah, so okay, so I've explained that. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. I think I've said everything I need to say, because it's quite interesting doing it this way, because I've not done it this way before, and you guys know I've been learning how to do this, so I'm getting more confident. I am getting more confident now, so hopefully I'll be able to do this more with the chart. My ones, I printed this one off because my ones always look like a real mess, because when I actually write my notes, which I have got here, I've not used them so much today, but when I write my notes, I tend to write them all over the chart, so it's like scribbling all over it to sort of explain things, because I'm learning. So yeah, so I just want to see if there's anything else I need to say. I would like to tell you that if, oh, I thought I'd write it out. Okay, bear with me just a moment. So yes, I just wanted to tell you where you'd be affected. So if your moon, if you're born, so basically the signs the moon will affect the most are going to be anyone that's got their planets at 24 to 30 degrees of fixed signs. So that's going to be Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, those ones, okay? Or if you're 0 to 2 degrees of the mutable signs, it's going to affect you most, and that's Sagittarius. Can't remember, but the mutable signs, okay? I do know them because I've been trying to work really hard with this, so I've kind of got my brain crazy tested. So yes, but do check the mutable signs as well. So you know, if you're a mutable sign, but also I would say if you've got anything in Taurus, there's going to be an affectation there during this new moon as well, because it can be in a good way often. It just depends on how your planets the planets are in the houses in your actual chart, so depending on where they are in your chart, that will make a big difference. So have a look at that, and you can download free charts online. There's loads and loads of them. I'll do some more videos on this sort of stuff once I've really got more confidence up. I'm starting to really get how I can explain it to you guys, so I'm really happy about that. So that, my lovelies, is actually the report for today. I have done it a new way. I just want to check if there's anything I've missed, because I really want to give you everything. Just see. So we spoke about Mars, didn't we? I didn't speak about Venus, did I? I don't think there's anything to say about Venus. Is there? I don't write anything about Venus. Not that I need to tell you clearly, because if it doesn't come up, then I trust that it wasn't supposed to be. So we've talked about Uranus, because we talked about all the things to do with Uranus, didn't we? I'm pretty sure I did. I'm pretty sure I said some stuff about that. We talked about Mercury. There's quite a lot in the level of Mercury. We talked about Jupiter. We talked about Neptune and Saturn, and we talked about Pluto. So yes, everything in the chart is done. So yeah, so you know, have a really lovely new moon, because it is, although it is in a fixed sign, and that can be quite tricky with them in fixed signs, but I think allow it to help you to sort of just kick back after the eclipse season and have a little bit of time. The other thing is, and I'm being told to tell you this, guys, take some time for yourself, just a little bit of time, just to recalibrate yourself and recharge yourself, because the Mercury retrograde's done, that's gone. It's not, it's you know, it's direct now, and we haven't got that anymore, so that's fine. Actually, that's something I did want to say. So there could be a slight sticking point between that Mercury retrograde and the Pluto element, because I get that right, aren't I? Yeah, that square, actually, yeah, that square could be quite tricky because of the retrograde in Pluto. So yeah, I think I said it already, but yeah, be careful about who you're talking to and making sure that you don't talk too early, and that's really concerned with the material and the money aspect and the home life aspect as well. So yeah, I actually really enjoyed that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was the first time I've ever done it, so if it was a little bit hokey, I do, you know, well, you know, I'll do better next time. I will do better next time, I promise. Yeah, so I hope that you got something from that. I know it's a little bit staccato and weird because I'm learning how to do this now, and I'm getting better now. I'm getting better, and I'm actually getting more confident. So soon I'll just be able to read it and go la 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 la, I don't know what I'm doing. But thank you all for supporting me. Thank you all for being my subscriber and for learning from me and listening to me, because I bring it through in a different way. I work with the angels as I bring this through. So you're not just getting a report astrology, you're getting angelic wisdom as well, and you're getting my psychic ability that kind of kicks in and works with what's being shown here. So let's go to our intentions for this new moon. So this is setting intentions for a fresh start, a new beginning, and jump starting your future. You're being asked, what can you move towards? So ask yourself that question: what can I move towards? What have I left on the shelf that needs my attention or attention? Okay, what do you need to be intentional about that you've left by the wayside that you need to pick back up again? And the new moon callings asks you to research something that you really want to do. So if there's something in your life that you've been not doing, you're being asked to just go do it and bring it into new life and new being and everything like that. So there you go. That is it. That is the new moon report for Taurus for the 19th of May 2023. I'm really excited because I did it a different way, and also maybe I've just proved something. It's a reset. Do something different. There you go, my lovelies. Namaste, everyone. Take care of yourselves, and I will speak to you soon. Mwah, lots of love. Bye.